Hello, it is I, Carol, again. Welcome to my YouTube channel and podcast, and wherever you're finding me. I was dealing with a situation where I had a crush on a person at an IOP, and the counselors there were hoping that I would just be friends with her, and I think they were afraid of me going after her romantically when I had already told them I wasn't gonna go do that. What I want to address right now is this. I've spent many months placing accountability on their behavior and on her behavior. And right now, I want to place some accountability on myself. In case you're also listening to my podcast, I might have mentioned on another episode that I was afraid she was going to find out that I was gay. I was afraid I was going to inadvertently out myself, or she was going to find out some other way that I had a crush on her. So what I did basically was, I mentioned this already, but I'm going to mention it again. Back in August into September of last year, it's August right now, we had one get-together where we had a snack over at a restaurant, and it was a pretty nice exchange. One of the counselors had walked us through it, had kind of basically set us up together and encouraged us to do it. I was also afraid that counselor was concerned that I think she knew that I wanted to come out to Ursula, but what she didn't understand was that I wasn't going to do anything about it. I was just going to tell her how I felt. And I wanted Maya, the counselor, I wanted Maya to be there and mediate and supervise the conversation in case something goes wrong. Because when you're dealing with a couple of people with mental illnesses, especially in a controlled environment like a psychiatric treatment program, you would think a counselor would, at least with the patient's respective consents, be there and help us share our problems or share our issues that could be causing us to mess up our friendship. Well, Maya didn't want to do that. She just wanted to, she assumed that we were going to be fine just being friends without talking about it. And maybe in some cases, in some circumstances, that's understandable. You know, you don't want to go around wearing your heart on your sleeve. You don't want to go around telling all and telling everything. I understand that. But I'm not good at hiding things. And I told Maya that. I said, I'm not good at hiding stuff, and I'm really afraid that somewhere along the course, she's going to find out. I'm going to out myself by accident, or something else might happen. And Maya would not hear of it. Maya would not have it. She just said, oh, Jean-Carol, you're really negative. You're worrying too much. You're being too sensitive. You're overthinking it. Just go and have a good time. And I did go and have a good time. But I got really scared afterwards because Ursula and I were getting close. She was calling me almost every day. And we were talking. And she did want to see me again. But I was scared. So it wasn't just Maya not cooperating. To be sure, she was to blame for not helping me out there. And Ursula, you know, she I guess she had her problems, especially after I did the next thing I could do. Often when we get scared, and I did, I shut down and I cut her off. I went back to the program the next day or maybe 3 days after we had been talking on the phone and getting chummy, I showed up on Wednesday, and it's funny how all these things seem to happen on a Wednesday. I showed up on Wednesday, and I did my usual dance where I avoided her, because I was just too scared to get any closer. And I was terrified she wasn't going to call anymore. I was terrified she was going to find out. And I was sitting at the table on the patio, and I did not expect her to come in. Usually when I come in at the usual time, when I don't avoid her, we bump into each other. Well, I don't know if she was upset or she thought I was avoiding her, but she showed up and went and sat on a table near my table, but she didn't talk to me. And I don't know why she didn't talk to me. We were right back on square one. And mind you, if this were a situation that was happening back in high school, I might have gotten up and talked to her. But I was too scared. I was just really afraid she was going to find out that I had feelings for her. So I hold myself partly accountable for the friendship not working out. I don't want to give anyone any advice, but let this be an insight. Let this be an insightful post. If anyone is making friends with someone and they're scared to deal with an issue when it arises, or an obvious elephant in the room, I hope you can be more courageous than I was to deal with it. I hope you can communicate with the person. If you can't, search it on the web or find some other source of support. It's hard when you can't get the support that should be there. I was in a controlled environment, and that therapist should have been there. And she didn't understand about LGBTQ. I don't think she liked LGBTQ, or maybe she didn't understand or couldn't go to that level of dynamic. I don't know, but she was a therapist, and I was disappointed in her. They do offer couples counseling in that unit, and I wish they could have friendship counseling or gay counseling, but they don't, I guess. And that was one of the reasons I had to leave. It was just, it was messed up. My heart was broken. I remember when I had a crush on an opposite gender person the other time I was attending that program, and they immediately came to me and said, "Okay, I'll mediate. You can tell Van you have a crush on him. I'll be right here." But they couldn't be there when I needed to tell Ursula how I felt, so that I wouldn't have to keep it a secret anymore. And then I could hopefully get the support after that if she didn't want to be my friend anymore. I was basically essentially on my own, and I could not stand the idea of her finding out and me not getting the support I needed. I had to leave. Well, I lost her anyway, because I left in October, and I texted her and said I was leaving, but I had nothing to lose, so I'll tell you by text. We can talk about it if you want. Well, I didn't hear from her. I went back right before Thanksgiving, and she was there, and she said hello, but she might as well have been saying hello to the mail carrier, or the grocery store person, or the person at the 7-Eleven. I was devastated. I also want to let you know that the insight here is, even if you try to avoid an issue, it might still get you. And it did. I came out to her anyway. I felt like I needed to. I cared about her. I thought she had a right to know in case we could be friends outside the program. But we can't. And I've decided to let her go now. I have to move on. And I've been studying lately. We deserve to have friends that are able to be able to be friends, and we deserve to have professionals give us the support we need and not discriminate against us because of what we are. Okay, take care.